Hello everybody and welcome to a new Stellaris video. Today I want to show you guys a strong year 30 PvP build. This is unlike a lot of the other builds I play where it's extremely strong year 30 but doesn't scale as well. Which means in order to scale well you will need to do conquest and maybe take tributes or vassals and kill other players in order to scale up. However, the benefit of this build is it is really extremely strong year 30. Only a few builds in the entire game can be stronger, and this being a newer build is not banned on too many lobbies yet, though we're starting to see it being banned more and more often. So, how does this work? Basically, Void Forge lets us build research districts and then alloy districts faster than any other build. Each district only takes less than a year to build, and provides 3 jobs instead of the normal 2 from a research lab, which also requires an entire building slot. This high efficiency ability to quickly tech into, technology seems like it would be, not great as we have to build other habitats and stuff, but this build has a very interesting tech where we will only build one habitat, which is our starting habitat, right? And instead, we're going to rely completely on space to produce basic resources to get the efficiency we need. I know this doesn't sound very good right now, but trust me, when you see the year 2030 fleets, it'll be really, really strong. Now, keep in mind, this build is not 100% optimized, as I'm not a great year 30 pet PvP player. Please check out Konrad Truck, who was the one who kind of popularized this build, though I don't think he discovered it. He discovered it from another player. Credit to them. So, here we go. What is important with this build? Well, the first thing is, of course, our main species. This is a very standard kind of main species: research assistants, engineering core, and adaptive frames. Pretty basic. And then our bio trophies are kind of interesting. Our bio trophies take scintillating skin and inorganic breath. These two traits together allow us to unlock very, very powerful traits to increase our ally output by almost, I think, 30% or 40%, which is obviously really, really important. Excuse me there. And then, of course, we're going to take Void Dwellers, and we're going to be using Soul, as Soul is very important. Another thing is we're taking a Spark of Genius Scientist instead of Charismatic, which is kind of standard for most builds, as this, code diggers have discovered that Spark of Genius increases the odds of rolling Arc Furnace, which is, of course, an extremely, extremely important tech these days, and rolling it can really change the outcome of games entirely. Same with Dyson Swarm, as that will be actually more important for this build, as it will be really short on energy. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into a game so we can show you guys kind of the power of this build. Now, keep in mind once again that our Void Dweller Soul did not save. This is a very, very annoying bug. So if this happens and you're playing single player, just restart. New game. I have no idea why this happens. Basically, when you pick Void Dweller Soul, you literally have to go, sometimes at least, you have to go change it back to Void Dweller Soul every single time you start a new game, and it's the last action you have to take, or it will switch to something else again. And you have to change this every game you play, as it will not save properly a lot of the time. Now, what is important while playing this build? Well, first of all, let's take a look at our basic economy. As I mentioned before, we eventually want to work no menial drones, only complex drones. So, how do we do this? Well, the first thing is, of course, picking our techs. These aren't too important. One thing to note is that since we're not going to be working any tech drone jobs, is capacity subsidies is actually an unimportant first tech to have, which is a really nice change. The second thing is we're producing 25 consumer goods, or 27, with just one job. 15 plus a base of 10 or something like that. This basically means that this is the most efficient energy job, and this is probably the last job that is not tech or alloys that we want to have employed, basically. The other thing, right, is normally on most builds you want to furiously buy minerals. That is not the case with this build, as minerals are extremely plentiful. It is energy credits, which we're going to run out first. In fact, normally we're going to end up selling minerals, which is extremely strange. The other thing is, notice my survey order is I'm surveying Barnard Star first, Cirrus, then Alpha Centauri. When you pick Soul Void Dweller, you'll always spawn with these three systems. Um, so why am I surveying Barnard Star first instead of the guaranteed Cirrus and Alpha Centauri? Well, this is simply I'm scanning them in order of how long they're going to take to scan, as we want to quickly get star bases up and running. The reason for that is the more star bases we have, the more energy we can produce. As I mentioned before, this build doesn't produce any energy from jobs and therefore becomes very strained for energy. Why are we making... Oops. It was only 1 month, guys. That's okay. It's only 1 month. Yeah, we burned like 80 or 90 energy credits there or something. Who knows? Maybe it was 2 months. I don't know. I didn't really notice. Anyhow, oops. Yeah, we're gonna be like getting a little bit of a stockpile of energy credits here. It's okay. Also, we're gonna want to immediately switch to manufacturing focus and isolationist, as there's really nothing we really want from menial jobs that badly. One thing we will do is I'm gonna manually maintain the tech drone count, as I really don't want, any extra tech drones. One amenity is fine. Also, yeah, we can. These are this busy building minor orbitals. Yeah. Anyhow, basically, the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna continuously build research districts. Also, I selected friendly greeting protocol because even if we do find a pre-FTL world, a pre-FTL world is not that useful to us, as it'll be very difficult to sustain that many bio trophies early on. So later on we can go grab them and get more bio trophies to increase our pop efficiency, but for now it's not so important. One thing we do want to do though is we want to explore into the galaxy to immediately make first contacts. For single player at least, right, we're going to want to make some diplomatic vassals. Diplomatic vassals are of course, a great way to scale up. And basically all we're going to do is we're going to build a bigger fleet than them by year 30. If it was an actual year 30 PvP game, we would have to go try to fight them and actually win, right? So that would be difficult in the sense that our economy will suck, which means it'll be hard to maintain the army and military for long enough to do so, right? But you're right, we'll also just have an overwhelmingly large army compared to most builds, which is alright. Now, the way I like to play is I like to dip prosperity and nothing else from prosperity. As you see in prosperity, we have favored society and mining station output plus 20% as an adoption effect. 20% mining station output is kind of our bread and butter for resource production, right? So that seems quite useful. It also unlocks the favored agenda society, which is really, really nice, right? So anyways, let's continue to build out more of these. I'm also going to get a second science ship, a second construction ship, right? And we're going to get these ready to start, scanning out into the galaxy quickly. And I should have had that second construction ship ready because, as you can see, Barnard Star is now done surveying, and yeah, we still don't have anything surveying it. Now, the first thing we want to do is actually we want to deprioritize our mineral jobs, right? As I mentioned earlier, we actually produce more minerals than we need with this build, right? So mineral jobs are the first jobs we should start to cut out, and instead we should focus on every other kind of job. Agri drones and tech drones are the last two kind of drones that we want to remove, and yeah, this will let us hyper focus into tech. As you can see, we're already making 130 tech, which is just a really, really good number. And do I not have mass produce? Oh wow, even with mass produce, I'm only producing 3.55 pop assembly. So as you can see, that is definitely not the strong suit. Now, this is an unusual thing, is we're going to go into discovery immediately next. Discovery is not a common pick, but with the amount of tech this build is going to produce, it actually has strong upside, basically. Especially since we're going to need everything possible to help us sustain our extremely poor basic economy. It's going to get really bad really, really soon, right? And that 20% reduction for tech workers is actually really important, this 20% upkeep, that we do want to take exploration drones first out of everything, which might be a little surprising, right? But the reason why this build works so well is simply because of the extreme amount of tech that we're going to be able to roll out in like the first 10 years of the game. Um, as you can see, we are delaying our build up just a tiny bit by not buying minerals, right? But it's only a couple months, and I know that these energy credits are going to go to complete shit if we don't, take this precaution. Now, one thing we do want to do is we want to immediately turn on Fortify the Border. This is kind of the most important edict that we're going to need to turn on, as this will simply allow us to, build up our star bases faster, which is our main source of basic economy. Yeah, the faster we can build up star bases, the faster we can index into tech. And as you can see, the tech production is very good, 5.5, 5.5, 5.9 this early into the game is extremely, extremely good. We're producing 185 tech at year 2. And let's continue to explore out into the galaxy. Like, we're looking for vassals, right? We're going to have a very, very low pop count year 30. And we're going to, once we hit year 30 and take our first couple vassals, that's when we're going to start to build out and expand. One thing that you can do is if you find planets, like a good number of planets, you can actually colonize planets. Planet colonization is actually nice on this build, in my opinion, because you don't actually have to build on the planets, but you get 2 pops per planet you colonize, which is relatively cheap for alloys, and you get 2 assembly jobs right out the gate. And you can use these assembly jobs to, of course, move these pops to your habitats, or habitat, as the habitat has very high job capacity, which is interesting. Also, always take feedback loop. Feedback loop is simply just one of the most amazing traits. Giving 1 stability and 1 amenity is a huge boost to production efficiency. And yeah, we can also kind of see how fast we are ripping through these techs now. Yeah, having this tiny of an empire size and this high of a production is really, really good. And we can build out our solar panel networks on our star bases that we take. Yeah, and as you can see, as we expand out, it's pretty fantastic how much tech we're getting so quickly. I will produce a few more, what are these, minor orbitals, as we do, of course, want to increase our starbase capacity, though it's already quite high, and this is probably enough. It's probably a bit of an overbuild of orbitals, as right, we can tear down these astro mining bays in order to produce catalytic or complex drones for research, right? And we get more feedback loops. We're going to take as many as we can get. Cirrus also has this great deposit here with 3 alloys, so we're going to obviously want to take that as soon as possible. And of course, I'm going to want to head to this triple Arctic planet system, which would be a great source of pop assembly, which is something we will need, of course. Yeah, and as you can see, right, the tech 241. It's not even year 4. And it's just going to keep going up. Our basic economy has not crashed yet, which is obviously quite nice. But, right, it's going to get tight. It's going to get tight, trust me, guys. And let's move this into the system to get ready for when that happens. As you can see, our food economy is not great. But, once again, meticulous calculator. Now, cataloger would be nice, but we already have a lot of survey speed, and the more anomalies we find, the better our tech is going to get. One thing that's quite interesting with this build, right, is we hit our local max for tech very quickly. We're going to get about 400 tech, and we're not going to get more than 400 tech for this entire run. Right, it's just a bit too impractically expensive to try to hit 400 tech. However, that being said, we're going to hit this 400 tech number by year 8 or 7, depending on how well we play, right? once again, I have not optimized this build very well yet. If you want to watch a kind of more optimized build run with a better player, please go to Konrad Truck's channel, link in the description. Um, I mean, he'll probably give a slightly better explanation for exactly what's going on. Anyhow, as you can see, we are now working almost no menial drones, a lot of complex drones, which are very, very high efficiency. Um, and our tech is almost 300 at year 5. Yeah, this is the real kind of powerhouse like situation with this build, right? Is we just have such extreme early technology. Now, another thing that you guys may notice about this build is the ability to ignore capacity subsidies, since we're working almost no tech drones. I mean, we're working a couple tech drones right now, but not for long. Um, and that kind of detail about this build is something that is really nice, because it's much less reliant on RNG, because rolling, early tech subsidy on most, or not, menial, what am I saying? Early tech drone efficiency, like with the capacity subsidy edict and stuff, is usually very important for most robot builds, but it is not important to this build, as we are getting all our stuff from space, right? So we're actually out of alloys here, so we're expanding at a good pace if you're running out of alloys, right? As we want to be spending all our alloys into star bases, and as you can see what I meant with the mineral surplus and energy deficit. Also, this is a really good Alpha Centauri. I'm going to build the good mining stations. I'm going to leave the other ones, right, as we're going to eventually put habitats around. Sorry. Excuse me there, a little burp. As we're going to eventually build up these planets a lot, right? And when you put a habitat around a deposit, it destroys the deposit. And we are going to do that eventually. Of course, we're not going to do that yet, but soon. Also, you get another meticulous calculator, which is great. We can get more anomalies. I do think I want to get a third science ship now. Yeah, that will let us start to research these anomalies, as we are starting to hit our maximum in tech. The amount of resources or tech you get from researching anomalies depends basically on how much tech you're producing at the moment. This is kind of the reason why normally you want to wait till you have a pretty high tech output to start researching anomalies, where on this build, it's kind of less important, right? Because on this build, can we get another meticulous calculator? Wow. Yeah, where on this build, yeah, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Where on this build, we hit our local maximum in tech very, very soon, which means it's efficient to start researching the anomalies. Now, here we get machine template system. This is a very important tech, as this will allow us to make templates for our pops that exploit our extremely high, what's it called? Or not extremely high anything. Our rare resource output, exotic gases and rare crystals from our biotrophies. Yeah, of course, this is going to let us select 2 traits in specific. Let's create a template. Nope, we can't do this yet. But basically, there's this gas trait and there's this crystal trait that increase alloy efficiency, right? Which is something we're going to take advantage of from, I don't know, year 17 to 18. Oh, we get the Cybrex, which is really nice. That will help us with scaling for sure. If we did play this game into the super late game, but I'll probably play until just past year 30, to kind of show you guys the strong phase of this build. As you can see, we're just keeping our economy afloat here too, although it is a bit of a struggle. One thing to mention is do not sell any of your excess food. We're going to need it, right? We're catalytic reprocessing. We use food to produce alloys, right? So we don't want to kind of mess with that yet. And as you can see, we're at 18 calculators, producing a really ridiculous amount of tech. One thing to notice is do not go into forge capital. In fact, always stick with machine capital, as this gives you the biggest boost to tech output early game. Later on, we can indeed go to Forge Capital if we're trying to mini-max for alloys at that point in time. Amplifier, nope, nothing here is great, so we'll just select something. An extra consumer goods job or extra Unity output. Extra Unity output is always nice. I mean, it's not amazing, it's only 5%, but hey, that's like an extra Unity per month, so that's noticeable. Yeah, also, let's go ahead and get the starport going up as soon as we can. Perfect. Yeah, so it's going pretty well. Our basic economy is really bad right now. As you can see, this is probably around when I would want to start selling some minerals. Maybe like 20, maybe 15. I just feel so bad selling minerals, right? We just want to keep our energy in the positive, though any surplus we can build up is extremely nice. But it is also extremely hard to get any amount of surplus, right? As yeah, the energy production is just really bad. One thing is, if we do roll Dyson Swarm pretty early, that can really change the outcome of this game. As right, we have tons of alloys and good Unity, or not good, but passable Unity, and that of course will let us really quickly build all the Unity production we need, or not build all the Unity production we need. What am I saying? That my brain can barely talk and play at the same time. What am I trying to say? Yeah, as you can see, my brain is just completely fried. Yep, anyhow, let's forget about that train of thought. And continue to, deviancy, amenities. Okay, so we're probably going to take this, as we're going to need the best food production we can possibly get. This will help us with our energy credits, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah. So once again, our excess food, do not sell it. We're going to be running a huge food deficit to, build up our alloys later on. Also, we should demolish or disable that hydroponics farm. I should have probably disabled it instead of demolished it, as I might need it. Whoops. Small mistake there. And we'll eventually need to replace this. So where is my last research deposit here? It's got to be somewhere, right? Where the hell? It might be a minor orbital. Triton. No, it's normally on Neptune's planet. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I thought we already built an orbital here, but yeah. There we go. That will give us access to 6 research districts by building that little orbital there. As when playing Void Dweller, building your orbitals, of course, increases the capacity. Now, let's pause for a second. We finally got our template. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to create a template for a pop that is specifically designed to be maximized for alloys. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove a couple other traits, and we're going to put on exotic fuel consumption and rare crystal exterior, and we're also going to take off luxurious, as I don't think we need it anymore. Yeah, I think this is the maximum efficiency we can get for alloy production. So let's call this collector alloy. Create a template, and instead of refitting all our pops to this, we're just going to start assembling these ones now. Right, so all the pops we assemble from now on will be good for alloys. Of course, this means we won't ever get to like 100% of our pops being great. It's okay. Also, we're going to take our extra alloys and we're going to start colonizing a couple of these planets that just happen to be in our systems. Also, let's get this one to survey this triple planet, right? And we have Helito here, by the way. So if we get some specific text, we can actually take that really early. No, that's going to break our economy. We can't take Helito. We'd have to vassalize it. Because if we take it, that's like 300 bio trophies. My economy is not ready for that. Yeah, anyhow, as you can see, we have a very small positive on energy right now. Even though we're furiously building out these star bases. Anyhow, let's just keep expanding for now and see if we can keep our economy afloat. Yeah, we have. Oh, we're working one technician right now, so we definitely need more. of these jobs. Though I think what we're gonna need more of is we're gonna need more Unity soon. But yeah, not worth making that Unity for now. Also, I think we need more minor orbitals. Like, oh no, we don't. We can just replace this with research district. There we go. I was like, how can I do this without increasing the habitat capacity by building 10 trillion orbitals? I was like, all right. Yeah, as you can see, we're kind of lacking alloys here. Kind of annoying. We did invest some alloys into this planet here, which is going to, increase our pops by 5 or 10 by year 30, which will be useful. Having 0 extra pop production before year 30 is extremely, extremely sketchy for your, what's it called, economy. Yeah, by that date, we're going to have to employ some extra drones for, food. We're going to have to probably employ some tech drones again, right? Yeah, we can't stay this heavily indexed into tech forever, basically. As you can see, 350 tech at year whatever it is, really, really amazing. What we can do is we can pop favorite society early with 600 unity, which is quite expensive with this build, 600 unity. But this will also let us take this finding the voice agenda earlier, which is really nice. And let's take a look at this. We're now producing 380 tech. Very beautiful. It should get to about 400 when this 0G district is done. Right, and our tech speed, I will say, is quite mediocre. Plus 12%. I mean, this is the downside of just alts. Is there are very few bonuses to technology speed, right? Which is a bit of a downside, but it's honestly okay. One thing we should do is we should definitely take blue laser law. Now we want to start increasing our starbase, or I think it has to be planetary processor. Our starbase capacity will need to go up soon. It is only 5 right now, which is not quite enough. I think the ideal amount of starbases to have is somewhere between 9 and 11. Depending on how much starbase capacity you can get and whether or not you get extra starbase capacity through techs. Yeah, if you get under your starbase capacity and you can get if you get like a 13 starbase capacity, of course you can take that. I have considered taking as a perk the 5 starbase capacity. It might not be terrible. I cannot confirm yet. However, right now I still do prefer other perks, maybe for naval cap or simply for what's it called, research speed, right? As our research speed is really bad. It is really, really bad. We don't really need mineral subsidies, right? So we're gonna take mining station output. We really want to start getting ship tech soon. Start working our way towards cruisers. The end goal for our ship tech is probably going to be plasma and cruisers. If we can get plasma cruisers, we'll be cooking with like autocannons. If we can't get to that tech level, we'll usually be on destroyers. Even with destroyers, it's pretty possible to get 18 to 20K's worth, which is very, very nice. At least with edicts. Without edicts, I don't know, like 16, 17, which is still a very strong fleet. Though our ability to sustain it will be very questionable. That is for sure. Yeah, I'm starting to think, like, should I have taken the starbase capacity plus 2? That is, of course, a really, really important tech for this build, but I don't know. Yeah, it's not really worth exceeding our starbase capacity by too much. So instead, we're just going to focus on expanding our space then, as that will increase our starbase capacity a little bit. I believe that's how that works. I'm not actually 100% sure. We can take. Ooh, we got plasma here, so I think I'm just going to take it. It will be nice to augment like our moats and stuff. Oh. No. We need to take moats. Right. We need to take moats because this will let us roll mineral alloy subsidies earlier, right? And the earlier we can get alloy subsidies, the better. Also, are these moat harvesting traps? I think we only have one moat deposit. Yeah. which is chill, I guess. You know, one mote deposit is one mote deposit, and that always helps. So we will build the better, what's it called, resource deposits we see, right? As you know, those ones can definitely help us out a little bit. And we finally finished this. And once again, we can take tech ascendancy. Right, this will just simply help us with our technology level a lot. Where is this research deposit? We will build the engineering research deposits, as the engineering research deposits are indeed the best. We got a couple of really like passive neighbors around us. You know, xenophile kind of thing. So with embassies and maybe non-aggression packs, we should actually be able to get, and we get arc furnace here. Wow. Okay, arc furnace will give us a lot of minerals, and it will give us a lot of alloys. It'll probably give us enough alloys to start selling alloys and minerals to sustain our energy credits, which is really, really nice. And yeah, this is why taking a Spark of Genius leader is important. With this high level of tech and Spark of Genius, our odds of rolling Arc Furnace are actually really, really good. I haven't been told the numbers, but people have told me I should expect about year 15 for Arc Furnace roll on like this kind of tech. Like year 15 is like a middle end to like lower roll in terms of luck, which is really insane to me. It's like, damn. That is such an important tech to be that easy to roll, basically. And yeah, this colonial centralization is about to finish. Let's see what we get. I really want that starbase capacity if we can get it. I want naval capacity, but this is a cheaper tech, so I'm gonna roll this so we can get our starbase capacity up faster. Think curious. Food? You add food. That's funny. I just want to see a food deposit. I'm pretty sure that society research is actually better. But like, yeah, because if I took society research, this would be a double research deposit system, right? And then I could have a really great habitat system there. But like, how funny is it to see a food deposit? Yeah, you can tell I'm not a mini maxing player, can't you? Or struggle to mini max effectively. uh, That's funny. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and build another habitat here. I want more feedback loop, or not habitat, system. Also, I do need to build up my capital just a little bit more. Well, our capital is kind of lacking capacity right now. Okay. Research FTL inhibitor. Think we just go energy credits from Starbase constructions plus 10%. It's always useful. Always useful. A lot of great systems here. Once again, just no Starbase capacity tech. I don't know if I should have taken colonial centralization there. More meticulous calculators, as right, once again, the more anomalies the better. I think I do want to start dedicating a couple of these ships to start researching anomalies more. Like this one is already researching anomalies. Also, let's take this mote deposit. I didn't even know you can get a mote deposit. Oh wait, this is gonna. I'm pretty sure that this is the exact deposit, which is the one that you can build your arc furnace on. So I have no idea if I'm about to block off my arc furnace from existence. Uh-oh. Alright, anyhow, that's okay. Let's build up some more starbase capacity. Yeah, not hitting the starbase capacity tech again is pretty frustrating. That's okay. I really want Dyson swarms too. If we can get Dyson swarms, like wow, that's gonna change our outlook a lot. I think I will build a third machine assembly as we have quite a bit of extra minerals. It doesn't cost too many alloys. This means we'll get like one extra pop year 30, which is just not very significant to be honest, but it will help us scale in the long run, right? Having the extra pop assembly there. Continue to get more surveys out. And yeah, okay, we're now producing every rare resource, right? Which is kind of nice. As you can see, we're making 10 alloys per pop, right? Without much investment at all. Okay, what are we going to take here? I think Destroyer. Right, we simply want the most Destroyer possible. Yeah, as you can see, that is the system that allows us to build our arc furnace, but we can also build this 8 energy system. 8 energy and a moat are about the same price. Right, but I guess 8 energy it is. Feels bad. Feels bad indeed. And wow, our like energy income is just really, really bad, guys. So I think we're gonna want to sell a little bit more. What's it called? Minerals. And we are gonna want to start selling probably a small amount of alloy soon, right? Because we do have arc furnace. And let's see if we have a second arc furnace site. That's good. 8, 9, 8, 2. I just realized also an arc furnace in our home system is going to be pretty terrible. Yeah, let's cancel this. Let's cancel this. Yeah, I just realized an arc system in our home system is going to be quite terrible because we're going to obviously want to have as much deposits as possible, but our minor orbitals are taking away too much. So if we can find any other good systems for it, like this 18 deposit system, we should do that instead. It will delay it a little bit, right, as we were ready to build it, and now we're building other stuff, but that is fine. Also, let's colonize one of these planets. I think an extra one should be enough. Let's make sure it's the alloy one, as we will want more alloy workers very soon. So as you can see, we're getting through Destroyer real quick too. Like the tech speed is just amazing. 340 tech at this point. Should I build another research lab? No, I need more habitat capacity, right? So let's just get our last few minor orbitals. It doesn't cost too much alloys, right? So yeah. Though this is about the peak of tech. I don't think I'm gonna ever want to produce more tech than I'm producing now. Right. So I think we should get ready for what we want to produce next. So we're gonna build a simulation site. The reason for the simulation site is once finding the voice is done, that is kind of our one opportunity to produce good Unity. Aside from that period of time, producing Unity with our pops is just relatively inefficient. And that's obviously not something we want, right? So we're instead of like producing, oh, there we go. And that's why we took modes, is because we need to roll this Mega Forge. Yeah, so like using pops to produce Unity, like specifically like evaluators, like the reason this is good right now is we need the amenities anyway, right? But using more than we need amenities, right? It starts to get really inefficient really quickly, as we need those pops for other purposes. But during finding the voice, where they produce like what 40% more, yeah, 40% more Unity from finding the voice, then that's a good time to produce Unity. Right, so that's of course what we're going to try to do. Also, it looks like we have a second mildly viable arc furnace site here, which is perfect because, yeah, let's get this researched, right? That will give us 2 high efficiency arc furnace sites. Or well, like 14 is like 14 is acceptable. It's not amazing. It's acceptable, which is I guess fine. Yeah. Also, we're going to use the 2 planets we did find to increase our pop assembly just a little bit. I think using planets to increase pop assembly is usually the way to go. We could launch Finding the Voice early here, but I don't think we should or need to. We'll just let it take over when it does. It is a little bit unfortunate because it means we won't have Favorite Society when won't have Favorite Society for when we start producing alloys, but that's okay. I personally prefer the tech over alloys. It's probably better the other way around. But But yeah, that's just me, I guess. So let's take supremacy here. Yeah, I think we need to start taking supremacy. The goal is to obviously just get supremacy done by the end of the game. Supremacy is, as you can imagine, this system looks like it'd be a great arc furnace system. It just doesn't have any deposits that allow you to build the arc furnace. Quite interesting. And I guess we'll take replicator speed. I mean, yeah, like none of these are fantastic techs at all, so we'll just take some whatever techs. Let's also build this alloy foundry. We don't have to have it enabled, right? We can just have it disabled until we start really increasing our tech output. Also, let's prioritize these complex drone jobs. Yeah, perfect. Also, let's go ahead and get this arc furnace started. We don't have enough unity, of course, forgot about that. Okay, well, we'll just wait a couple months for unity, I guess. As you see, we're also getting 5 pop assembly out of this little planet here, which is just a really nice little bonus, right? It costs 200 alloys. It's going to produce 4 or 5 pops probably for year 30, which is really nice. We can even seize pop assembly if we really... Ooh, wow. That is going to give us cruiser techs as an option, which means we're going to have a guaranteed cruiser, which is really, really lucky. Perfect, yeah. Habitat Central Complex. Nope. Arc Furnace, yes. Now, Arc Furnace is it's going to cost us enough so that it might not even pay itself back by year 30 exactly, but it is going to hard outscale, right? Producing, 100 plus minerals, probably like close to 200 minerals and close to 100 alloys. We can sell a good chunk of that to sustain our basic economy, and we get a research pact. Why not? Not really sure what the best option is here. I guess we'll just scrap it. Completely forget the outcome of that event. That's okay. And okay, it's improved deflectors. At this point, we really are waiting for that what's called plasma roll again. Hopefully we get it. If we don't get it, unfortunate, but hopefully we do. But yeah, as you can see, man, like the basic economy is just great. We're not worried about that. Everything's looking good. Also, I think we probably should have been prioritizing that earlier. Kind of forgot. Yeah, let's just build one arc furnace for now, as it's going to be a little bit easier to build the one arc furnace than it is to build 2 at the same time. And just when one of them is almost done, then we can start building the other one, I guess. Also, we have more starbase capacity, right? So we should be taking advantage of that right away. But my brain is kind of occupied, right? So we are losing a little bit of efficiency on, maximal starbases right now. So that's okay. As you can see, we're producing 50 alloys per pop now, which is really amazing. Is now a good time to start pivoting to alloys? I'm not sure. I do want to upgrade this as well, but let's just start selling some alloys as well. This is such a ridiculous sell queue, you know what I mean? Like, we're just selling everything just to get a few energy credits. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this is going to get way worse once we build our fleet, of course. It's year 16, so I think now is a good time to start thinking about focusing our economy onto alloys. Yeah, let's start doing this. So, first thing first, let's get this, what's it called? Alloy Foundry. It is really expensive, I'm not gonna lie. So let's build this first, and then we're gonna start changing our research districts into alloy districts, which is gonna be fun. 1,700 in mining stations. Yep, that's expensive. Again, get a larger amount of mineral cell as well. I can't remember what the maximum amount you can sell. It's like 80 or something. It's really high. you can definitely sell a lot of minerals before that becomes a problem. Another tech option would be great. We're still producing good tech for now. Um, and let's remember to move these pops over when we do get them. One thing I will say is we're going to go down to one complex drone on each of these planets, right? Once we get close to, close to year 30, just to maximize the output of everything we need, alloys and such. Yep, it's going to be pretty intense. Also, after this is done, come back here. I do want an extra couple districts on this home planet here, right? So, oh no, I shouldn't do this. This is too expensive. Did I cancel the starbase? I don't think. Did I? Oh, I did. Didn't even know you could cancel starbase. My bad. Okay, well, it's like I can't really decide, as you can tell. But the thing is, if we produce too many alloys, we can't afford. We can't afford the upkeep, right? We can't afford the food, right? We're gonna run out of food first, so it's gonna be interesting if we overproduce that. Hopefully we don't, though. Hopefully we don't. Oh, I need to just hold this off until I finish clicking arc furnace, man. Patience, patience. 185 alloys shouldn't take too long. Getting the mega forge going. I guess we'll start deleting. Okay, the thing is, right? We're already losing pop growth from high pops for our bio trophies, but they're honestly not too important. So instead, I'm gonna start deleting these habitation district. We'll delete one for now, then we'll probably start deleting research districts. Now we got finding the voice, right? So it's a good time to employ those extra unity pops, which we already built up earlier, right? Guess we kind of forgot to focus on it now. That's okay. We're producing 90 unity. It might be a good idea to even build a second unity production building for this period of time. Do we have one available? No, we don't. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, right? So I guess we can't. Unless we get like a celebrity or something, then that'd be great. But obviously we don't. Physics research. Find out where the hyperlanes leak. Let's find Dacha. We're now producing 58 alloys, as you can see, which is really nice. We're employing 4 complex drones for perspective. 4 complex drones, 50 something alloys. Sounds about right. Let's get this arc furnace going up. Let's get our mineral cell up to 40. Get this up to 30. I do think it's always worth working this consumer goods job. Like 20.5 complex drone output, right? Like, how much energy is that? Like, that's at least 20 something energy from one pop. Like, that's a late game number, right? Yeah, that's like 27 or 8 energy from one pop. That seems worth it. Also, our starbase capacity is not fantastic here, right? So we're not gonna force any more starbases than what we have. 11, I think, or 10, until we get an extra tech roll for that. Here we're gonna take shields, I guess. Still no plasma, right? We're really banking on plasma. Hopefully we get it. So, as you can see, how much these extra pops are helping out too now. Like, we've now moved over 2 pops from that planet to the capital. It's year 18, right? So we're gonna get quite a few more out of that planet. I would say it might be worth even taking a 4th planet here, right? Like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Ooh, gas or crystals? We're kind of negative on both. I don't know. Let's do crystals first, I guess. I do think we'll also need to build one each of those buildings on our planets, to be honest. Like, it's gonna use so much food, though. Right? Because buying one of each of these is gonna be really expensive, right? So. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to deprioritize that, And let's start to prioritize the alloy drones. Let's see how much we're gonna make. 442 tech. How much alloys? 76. Really, really nice. All right. Let's see. I definitely do want to like get some more habitat stuff going, right? Because our habitat capacity is just too low right now. I want extra districts, right? Yeah, definitely want some extra districts. I don't really want to disable these research districts, right? So what we can do here is we can actually create a research lab, and then yes, we only have 6 housing available now, right? So our housing capacity is going to be really limited after this. Hopefully, it doesn't make it too unstable. It should be okay, to be honest. Um, though losing stability would be a lot of pop efficiency down the drain for no reason. No, let's hold off on this. Let's hold on with this. Let's start by building a lab, and yeah, see where we go from there. Maybe this is too greedy. I probably should just be building more alloys here. Right, but we also do have these 2 planets producing extra pops, right? So we need space to put these pops onto, basically, right? We don't want to work them on these inefficient planets, right? We want to move them all to our homeworld if possible, where their efficiency will be through the roof. Yeah. Also, as you can see, our what's it called? Our alloys are really being attacked, or our what's it called? Food amounts, right? We are not looking too good in food, so we will have to build some hydroponics on our homeworld to keep up, I think. Though, having these arc furnace producing tons of extra resources for us is going to be really incredible. I do think we can start a second one now. Like, let's go here and start a second arc furnace. This is going to hamper our unity a lot, but oh man. Yeah, this is kind of painful, as I was really hoping for, a better tech roll there, but we didn't get it. And I do think it's time to start all-inning tech, so let's go ahead and change that over. Or all-inning alloys, I mean. Come on, give me an extra district. Give me an extra district slot. I forget how many you need before it gives you an extra district slot. Or if it just keeps giving you, what's it called, building slots. I should just read it, shouldn't I? Alright, minor orbital. Minor orbital. Let's see. Building slots plus 0.5. Alright, depends on the planetary deposit. Gives you extra spots. So I guess it actually doesn't increase the building capacity. So I've been building them for no reason. Depending astro mining base building slot. Yeah, okay. It only increases the building slots. Gotcha. So I have been building them for no reason. It's not going to give me extra. Oh well. Bit of a skill issue there. I should have read that more carefully. And we get Dyson swarms. Okay, perfect. That is going to let us sustain our energy extremely powerfully. So what do I want to do here? I want to start replacing, right, these research districts with alloy districts until we run out of food, and then we need to start building hydroponics farming bays. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah, as you can see, this arc furnace is starting to go great. Let's start the second one. Arc furnace, boom. And also, we're going to make sure we have enough to start the Dyson swarm. It means we're not going to finish supremacy. That's going to be a bit of a problem for our naval cap. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. How are we going to deal with that? Hopefully, more naval cap tech, I guess. Oh, we got an extra civic slot here. Warn them. Good luck. Okay. Yeah, probably civic slot, man. How can we say no to an extra civic slot? It's gonna take like almost 3 years of tech though, which is a bit of a problem. But what are we gonna do about that, right? Like, so I don't want my tech to fall off just yet. Right, as if the tech falls off too hard, that's not gonna be good. And wow, look at that. Research, we'll give it to them. Right. We are basically going to subjugate them eventually, right? So, ooh, Starhold. Now that will help with energy for sure. By the way, look at this Dacia system. Like, look at the deposits there. Wild how good that is. We should go take that, shouldn't we? Let's do it. I mean, we're still not even 100 empire size, guys. So, okay, we'll return the ship supplies. Build speed, command limit. Yeah, okay, we have 100 naval cap. Our goal should be like 170 naval cap, right? If this is a PvP game. Which means I don't know how we're gonna upkeep the ships. um, Also, our alloys are not fantastic yet, so we're gonna have to, start speccing into alloys a little bit more aggressively, I think. Yeah, so I think I just need more districts, right? It's just that simple. Yes, it will completely murder our ability to produce tech, but that's okay. Ooh, materials or voidcraft. Both of these are amazing options. Um, Voidcraft is better for late game. Materials might be better for now. Available envoys or improve relations. Don't really know which one of those I prefer. And yeah, as you can see, we are running out of space. So let's build some new jobs, I guess. Dyson Swarm, perfect. That will let us sustain our energy. Propulsion or particles. I really hope that what's it called? Particles is the correct choice there. Yeah, we're losing 42 food now, right? So that's not sustainable in the long run. However, we do have Dyson Swarm Rays. Lacking 82 unity. Yeah, we're basically blowing all our unity now on these kind of like kilo structures, right? So that's where our unity is going to go, basically. So we're making 122 alloys. We're making 329 tech. I have seen like the midi maxers go all the way up to like 300 alloys. Is it really necessary? I'm not sure. Let me see. Is there a second system with a really good base energy deposit? It's 446. No, we can't build it around a star system like that. Barnard Star is only 4 this time. This system has 6. Oh, what's it called? Engineering. Jeez. Helito. No, that's 3 times 3. Wow, I think the next best is really a 4. I guess I'll take it. I mean, why not, I guess. Yeah, I'd rather have 2 Dyson Swarms than 2, what's it called? Arc Furnaces. So, oh shoot, we don't have enough, we don't have enough, what's it called? Unity. Uh-oh. What I will say is we're going greedier than what most people would do for sure. Also, I think at this point we need to go to Forge Capital. We have too many, what's it called? Consumer goods jobs. And yeah, and as you can see, this is gonna really tank our what's it called, energy. Without that 30 consumer goods cell giving us like 50 energy. Wow, what a deposit, by the way. 10 research from 1 deposit. Damn. Kind of want to take that. And I don't plan on invading Dacia soon, so let's just get this to build all these deposits. Why not? Oh, this would be a great spot for a habitat, though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Wait. Oh, these research deposits are just like. There's only 2 research deposits, I want to say. That's much less good than I thought. Alright. Let's move this to our home planet. I don't think we want to work this maintenance drone. It's fine. Once we roll plasma, guys, we can stop making so much tech, but we have not rolled plasma yet, so. No plasma. There's disruptors. Okay, I guess we can also go disruptor cruiser, right? Like, disruptor is not banned here or anything, so yeah. Oh, we're out of motes. Shoot, that is pretty bad. Let's just buy a few to get that situation going away. Yeah, it's probably negatively affecting our something. Reserves from jobs -5%. Yeah, like we're making 160 alloys, right? So a lot of players here would go even heavier into alloys. I don't feel it's necessary because we don't have the naval cap for it because we've spent so much unity on these like arc furnaces and stuff like. And like these Dyson swarms and all that, right? So yeah, it's not gonna quite have enough. So instead, yeah, we're still making 300 tech, right? Which is not bad. There's still quite a few ship techs we do need to get, so this is good. What I will do is I'm gonna upgrade this and get more star bases going to get ready to start building the ships. I don't know, like year 27 or something like that. Yeah, negative 92 food. As you can see, it is unsustainable to produce this many alloys without extra food production, right? So that is why we have this. But at the same time, right, we don't really have great food production. So also, we can't turn on farming subsidies. We just don't have enough, right? Like, let's start to prioritize these food jobs too. Ooh, tier 2. Tier 2, tier 2. I think it just has to be tier 2 alloy, right? Like, it's not even going to finish in time. Like, it's 42 months. Yeah, this basically means we're probably stuck on Disruptor Cruiser. At least we have cruisers, right? At least we have cruisers. 100 naval, 108 naval cap of cruisers is not going to be bad. Let's double this cell up to like 80. Right, we just don't need this many minerals. Let's. Oh god. Buy 1 gas. Buy 1 of those. Sell 9 alloys. I think we can sell like 20 alloys or 19. I don't remember the exact number. You can sell a decent amount. All cost plus 25%. Jeez. Alright. Can we chill? Okay, hopefully we can chill. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This Dyson Swarm is probably coming along great too. Yeah, we're not going to have enough Unity to click on that either, unfortunately. There's disruptors. Alright. It looks like we're not going to be lucky enough to get offered Plasma Tier 2 or Disruptor Tier. Disruptor Tier 2 would be amazing, of course. So, here's what I'm going to do now, right? Is as soon as a pop is actually assembled, I'm going to move over all but 1, right? And I do think we're going to need some maintenance drones here. Kind of out of housing. Because we can build a drone storage. Astra mining drones. Energy credits from tech drones -1. Mining station output. Okay, this one we're not going to be able to build any more solar panels, but it's going to help us a lot. We don't have enough Unity, of course. The Unity, man. The Unity. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we just don't have enough Unity to build all our kilo structures. That's a bit of an oversight, but that's okay. Yeah, so if we do reform, by the way, into Astra mining drones, it is going to be great for our star pace capacity and output and that kind of thing, but we won't be able to produce energy credits from these anymore, right? Because our solar panels, the ones we have, are going to be all the ones we have access to, which is a bit unfortunate. Yep, so let's start moving some of these drones over. Right, we do definitely need this drone storage. We need the housing. We also need a second habitat at this point, right? So we might as well start one, actually. Second habitat, Alpha Centauri. Let's go Dacha, actually. I mean, look at. There's only 2 research deposits. 1, 2, yeah. Okay, maybe not. Let's go Alpha Centauri. Sure. Where is? Let's just build it around here, I guess. How much do we need to reform to? Also, or should we just invest this into our Dyson swarm? It's so hard to say, guys. It's so hard to say. I need more energy credits, right? Like, I haven't even built a fleet. I'm making negative 24 energy. Like, yeah, I think we have to invest this Unity into the Dyson swarm. That is the only way to reasonably sustain our economy. So that's what we're gonna have to do, obviously. Yeah. I know they're jobless right now, but they will be jobful very soon. You know, amenities and stuff are just not looking too good here, but it's fine. Especially housing, right? Only one housing district is a bit sus. Let's get the shipyards. We'll have to start building fleets soon. Yeah, I'm not very happy with the amount of alloys I'm producing, but like once again, guys, I have not optimized this build to the near extent that a lot of other players already have. And I'm a bit greedy in my scaling, right? Like we have 4 colonies here, producing pops, so our, you know, ability to scale after is going to be quite a bit better than a lot of other people who only have 1 habitat at this time. Oh, military buildup will help with that a lot. Yeah, I'm just going to hard greed for this Dyson swarm too, right? For now, I guess we'll just sell like 19 alloys. Oh god. Yeah, look at this. We're like selling like so much stuff. Sell like this. Yeah, just anything we can do to get some energy. Uh Perfect. Okay. Um it's not worth too many of those drones. Is there anything else we need specifically? Like not really, right? Like let's get more industrial and more hydroponics, I guess. And I will say, right, let's taking a look at our tech right now, right? We're gonna have one more tech roll after this, but we won't be able to build the fleets for it, right? So we are basically guaranteed disruptor, all disruptor fleet. As that's definitely the best thing we can build with what we have now. So drone storage, industrial, hydroponics, yeah, that seems good. Once again, we can retool these habitats for scaling after we, of course, can do that. How much trust do we have with these? 75, right? So as soon as we become stronger than them, we should be able to vassalize them. What is this? Year 26. Yeah, I think we do we wait for 7 months? Yeah, I think we wait 7 months for this. As yeah, we have 4. What's it called? That should be enough. Oh, Unity is great. Unity is freaking great, as this Dyson Swarm is going to bail our economy out. Yeah, this is going to anti-bail our economy out. I don't know what the upkeep is going to go up to, but it's not going to be pretty. We can just sell the extra minerals, and I think these minerals are probably selling for almost nothing at this point, but yeah, as you can see, our housing and amenities are a lot better with the drone storage, which is really nice. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going all right. It's going all right, you know. Could have been better, especially with the alloys, like 155 alloys per month. Not amazing, right? Not amazing, right? But we also don't need to produce such an extreme amount. Like, yeah, let's wait for this, and let's immediately start building our text after that. We'll take advantage of pausing here. I also think I want to build an extra chemical plant. All right, let me think about this. Let's build. Of course, in an actual game, you probably want to start a bit earlier. Just don't greed as hard, right? Because you're gonna have to like do the cruiser design and all that kind of stuff. Is tier 1, what's it called? Disruptors cruisers is not great. You'd probably usually want at least tier 2. Unfortunately, of course, we did not manage that. I think we go Picket computer here. Right, like this is an okay cruiser. Disruptor. It will definitely tear apart, you know, like destroyer fleets and that kind of thing. But yeah, not really as good as I was hoping for, which is fine, I guess. And yeah, let's reform into Astra mining drones when we can. What do we want here? Not so important, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Another industrial disk. As you can see, our tech has really fallen off, right? But we had such good tech throughout the early and mid game. I would say, right, you don't have to be worried about having bad tech now, right? So we've got 200, what's it called? 37 alloys now, thanks to, you know, the advent of this arc furnace. Our energy credits are probably not going to be able to hold on until this, so we're going to need to step up on selling some stuff. Sell 140 minerals per month. Why not? How much Unity do we need? We need a couple more months of Unity. As you can see, our Unity production is God. It is terrible after finding the voices done. 26 Unity per month, guys. Is it because I'm running too many edicts or something? No. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and also move over some spare drones we have. Yeah, we need this chemical plant as we can't afford to buy those, I guess. So, also, a lot of people will recommend ship queuing, which basically means instead of what's it called, just letting your ships build as they come out, you continuously rotate them, right? So you never, what's it called? So you never actually build them until all at once. So basically what I mean by this is as the ship is, let's just say it's about to finish, it's not, but let's say it's like 10 days left, is we shift queue it to the bottom, right? And then we basically bring out a whole batch of ships at once, right? So first of all, people don't know how powerful you are, and the other reason is just you pay less upkeep, as well, your ships are ready to build basically, but they don't exist. Which means, of course, you're not paying upkeep for them. And some people will do this for a very long time, like a decade's worth of ship queuing, but it's just so much mechanics to me, right? Like, and I don't know, where's the tab for it? There's a tab somewhere here that makes it easier. Ah, yeah, here. Yeah, so you can like keep an eye on it and you know that kind of thing. But it's not worth it in general, I'd say. But I'd say it's not worth it unless you're taking the game very seriously, in which case it's probably quite worth it. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing what I can now to kind of keep my economy afloat. Let's reform this, right? And let's see how this affects our economy. All right, pretty good, pretty good. As you can see, it actually helps our basic economy quite a bit there. Um, yeah, we're also creating just such a wild amount from these like star bases now. Like Dyson Storm went from 33 to 35, which is that's like error. But the arc furnace is now making 57 alloys, right? And it's not even a full arc furnace. It's just like, yeah, very nice indeed. Let's see how we're doing here. We are not quite able to sustain our food, which means we will have to tone down these catalytic drones soon. Yeah, and as you can see, we didn't build enough shipyards, right? Because we only have about a year left for year 30, and we only have 3K fleets out. What I will say about this, right, is other people who are rushing fleets won't be at your border. Like, they'll be within their border normally with this amount of fleets, or amount of fleets which could beat you this early on, right? So, um, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Also, we did greed our economy a little bit harder than normal, right? We're going to have this Dyson Swarm um, in 230 days. God damn, that's just, it's so difficult to sustain. Um, what's it called? This economy, but you know, well, we're trying, we're trying. So that's gonna be like 10K year 30. It's a mediocre, I guess, but once again, right? Watch Konrad Truck's video if you want to see how to get almost 20K year 30, right? It's a little bit greedier. You definitely don't have this much tech running at this point, right? As this tech is just extremely greedy. Um, but I just love tech, guys. I can't even lie. So look at this planet, it's so ridiculously. Okay, what I will say at this point though is we definitely need that second habitat, which is building up. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have like not that great of a fleet year 30, but that's okay, right? Like 5K is definitely not terrible, and it is also probably enough to propose subjugation very soon, so not bad at all. Also, we don't have edicts on. Um, yeah, 6K now. So yeah, with edicts we're looking at like 7K year 30, but let's see what we get like year 31. Um, Also, keep in mind that disruptor fleets are the most powerful per like fleet power, in my opinion. Um, right, other fleets show up a little bit better on fleet power. The game kind of underestimates. I built the wrong cruiser, guys. I have no idea what this auto design is. Wow, that is terrible. Thankfully, we're not actually fighting anybody, right? That is so funny. Well, that's just a me kind of moment, guys. But yeah, as you can see, no subjugation request. No, I don't want you to be a bulwark. I can't survive that. All right, as you can see, now they want to be vassal. Oh no, wait, it's just materializing in and out of existence, whether or not they want to be vassalized. But yeah, anyways, I will always also show you guys like slightly more scaling variants of builds than most other players, as I genuinely believe that greeting scaling generally can outperform other builds. Let's say with edicts we're probably around 10K right now, right? So let's turn them on just to check. Let's just turn just this on, and yeah, we're getting close already. So yeah, as you can see, build is still strong even when you don't play it as good as possible. Let's propose subjugation here. Also, oops, independent diplomacy. Basically, we just want basics. Right, we can produce advanced resources still if they'll give it to us. Why not? Can we do 45, 45? Wow, we can. Okay, perfect. right? Of course, in an actual game, we would need to go attack them, which would be a problem for our economy, as we do not have armies, but we have 4,000 minerals, so you kind of see how we could have armies, though sustaining it would be a pain in the ass. Did our Dyson Swarm finish? How did our Dyson Swarm finish and our economy got worse? Oh no. Alright, perfect. And let's go ahead and propose subjugation here too. We need a little bit more relative power, it looks like. Yes, they have equivalent tech to us now, which is, well, their Grand Admiral has. And of course we ran out of rare crystals. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, so what we want to do now, of course, is we need to increase our unity. um, Look at the mineral price, by the way. Jeez, that is awful. Also, what I will start doing is let's start assembling not alloy collectors. Right, we do not want any more alloy collectors. There we go. And yeah, as you can see, right now we get on disruptors is even with tons of accidental misplays and stuff, building the wrong kind of ship with tier 2 lasers instead of disruptors. Uh, it still works out pretty well. You'll be stronger than most players. There will obviously be some players that are even stronger still. Is there a way I can get this to go through? 175. No. Okay. Well, we would have to attack them then. Luckily, it looks like we can afford it now, right? Like, um, yeah. Well, anyways, you guys understand the build. You know, decent fleets. Not amazing, not terrible. Once again, if you want to see, I can get almost 200 naval cap with this build year 30. It is possible. Um, Probably not with as much greeting as me. Let's like, but anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.